It is late evening in April 2014. 276 schoolgirls are kidnapped at the government girls' secondary school, Chibok. In the following days and weeks, the Nigerian government scrambles to catch up with the Bokoharam terrorists. Kidnapped in the dead of the night from a small town in Borno, northeast Nigeria, 57 of the girls escaped while being carted through thick forests. 16 were eventually released following negotiations. A total of 107 girls have since been released at various times. Devastated parents cried for help, and the girls suffered inhuman conditions living in the Sambisa forest. It has now been 10 years since the Chibok girls' abduction. About 100 girls still remain unaccounted for despite government efforts. Esther Yakubu's daughter is one of the girls still in captivity. Even though the years of uncertainty and constant despair have taken a toll on her, she has been at the forefront of parents fighting for the release of the abducted Chibok schoolgirls.
After the adoption of the girls in 2014-2015, I was relocated with my family to Abuja. So the first anniversary of the girls, I celebrated it in Abuja. So there's a girl named Amina Ali. She was the first girl that was rescued. And after her, another 21. So that 21, I didn't meet with them one-on-one really, but one of the parents called me on phone, so we chat with the girl on phone. She told me my baby is fine. She's supposed to be among them, but she was removed. So after then, they promised them, the fighters promised them that she will be released in the next batch. So I have that full hope in me that my baby will be released in the second batch. But unfortunately, it was not. Really, it was not easy. When the 82 were released, they are in DSS in Abuja. So I was in Abuja by then. So we have to go there with my husband. But the DSS did not allow us to enter because they said, the officials of the Chibok parents said, if I entered there and I didn't see my baby, I'm one of the terror of the parents. That's what they said. That's how they described me. So they did not allow us to enter, really. So I came back. I just keep on praying that maybe my baby will be among. But after then, she was not among, really. But I'm happy for the parents that our children are back. Because my own is only one. We have 82, at least. It keeps hope alive that the girls are alive.
Every day, she relieves the nightmare of her daughter's kidnapping. Her imagination runs wide, thinking of what her daughter may be going through in the hands of her abductors. Through the years, without any significant progress in the rescue efforts, she turned to her faith for solace. Prayer became her refuge and source of hope in the midst of unimaginable pain.
"10 years is not 10 days, no 10 weeks, no 10 months. I know one day my baby will be back. It's just a matter of time. With man, it's impossible, but with God, it's possible. I have hope in God that one day I will see my daughter, and I keep that hope alive. I will never give hope. For if man cannot do it, God will do it for me."
"10 years is a long time for a family to be in a limbo. The devastation of not knowing what has happened to their daughter is worsened by the silence. The anguish has taken a physical and mental toll on the family.
First of all, I don't have more problem, but my wife, she got problem. The problem that she get it is that by then she's not feeling well. She come and get high blood pressure. After that, he get anxieties that if she didn't show her daughter, this thing will not leave her because he's just thinking about what is just happening. So this thing has affected her seriously. After that, you come and fall because of the high blood pressure. So by then, his doctor said that we have to carry her to one hospital who is saying, Asokoro. But from that place, they said that they can't do it because they don't have the equipment or materials to do all these things. So they refer us to Abacha Barak. So by then, she get heart expansion. When the heart expand, she get problem. So when we went to that place, I think over at least 1 million we spent that place because of heart.
Back then was just only blood pressure, like no sleep, crying day and night. So there's this lack of rest. I developed this BP issue. Then after that, now we now relocate to Abuja. That's where the thing got worse. My BP now then rose to the standard that it did not come down easily. So I have this enlargement of hearts. So that's where I got the problem of heart issue. So I was with a doctor in Nyanya clinic then. Before the thing now, I was now transferred to Abacha Barak, this Nigeria Army Military Medical Center there. So there's a doctor there that do take care of me from time to time. When I even came down to Chibok, I do go to Abuja for follow-up. That these 2 years now, it's not easy. The rainy season it did not favor us these 2 years. So going to Abuja to front, the transportation and medical bill is not all that easy really. So I'm only managing myself here.
Chibok is no longer a small sleepy town tucked away in Nigeria's northeast. There is now a heavy military presence in the community. Residents are restricted to riding bicycles as the only means of transportation. With ongoing counter-terrorism operations, people can hardly move from one location to another. Residents are often suspicious of strangers. Accessing information here is a Herculean task. This reclusive nature has affected local businesses. Chibok's economy is now in the trenches. Most families cannot afford to travel to sustain the fight for the release of their girls. In some cases, they have been threatened, living in fear.
By the time that this thing took place, we have been doing awareness, journalists, they have been interviewing us, and we have been telling something about the girls, the kidnapping girls. But sometimes government didn't want us to talk about this case. So by the time that we start telling some things about these girls, during the time they are just, even Al Jazeera and the CNN people, we have been telling them about what is happening to the girls and how they are coming and kidnapping them inside the schools. But government is angry about us. And they have even said that if we didn't stop talking to the journalists, they said that they will kill my daughter. So by then we come and stop everything. And we are not even, we don't want to see even journalists to come and meet us so that we can broadcast something together. So this thing is happening. That's why we remain silent. And sometimes government is saying that they don't want to see journalists in Chibok town. And I don't know the reason why.
For Esther, the years following her daughter's abduction have been the hardest. With her health deteriorating, she clinged on in hopes that she will one day see her daughter again.
When I woke up early in the morning, every day, what is in the state of my mind is, I know one day my baby will be back. It's just a matter of time. With man, it's impossible, but with God, it's possible. I have hope in God that one day I will see my daughter, and I keep that hope alive. I will never give hope. For if man cannot do it, God will do it for me. It's not difficult. For man, it's difficult, as I told you earlier, but for God, it's not difficult. It's just a matter of time. I have that hope in me that she's alive. Because I've been having nightmare with her. Really, I've not seen her as in one-on-one, but I have that hope in me that she's alive.
Beyond their struggles, these women have found strength in advocacy, tirelessly fighting for the safe return of their daughters. Their voices may have been suppressed by grief, but their determination remains unwavering. In their struggle for justice, they find hope for a brighter tomorrow.
Sai kuka hawan jini ya ta doke mu yau kaji maman wane ta rasu gobe maman wane ta rasu a wani makamcin tunanin yayi yawa yasa su ba za su iya tashi a wurin zama ba ma. Ai a yanzu haka ni din ina koyarwa ne amma da kuma wani ciwo ya zo ya kama ni. Ko hawan jini ne ko ya ne ba a gane kan abun ba, yau ma ban da lafiya gobe ma ban da lafiya haka kawai in ba dai in kwanta wannan ba tashin shiga ban daki ba zan iya shiga ba. Sansan rashin lafiya na tsawon shekara 1 da wata 4 sai yanzu ne na fara fita. To alhamdulillah yanzu kam dai na samu sauki. Mu dai ku kanmu kowane lokaci akan yaranmu nan ne, ko mun yi tashi akan barci yaranmu ne muke tunani. Yanzu gwara mu da kanana kamar Facebook kamar second born muna da dan dama, muna da dan karfi, amma irin kamar iyayenmu nan da suka dan sofa wannan to gwara wayannan da ka gani in ba haka ba wayansu wanda suna can wallahi ba za su iya su zo garin nan ba ma tsantsan tunani ya riga ya cinye musu karfi su tashi su je su yi fisari a bin gida su dama ba za su iya ba, saboda haka a yi mana taimako yadda wayannan yara in Allah ya yarda kafin nan kwana 14 nan ko za mu samu ganin su da ikon Allah da jama'a.
Rokona dai inda gwamnati za su ji su shiga cikin jaji din tunda suna nan tare da rai, su shiga cikin jaji din su nema mana inda suke ko su nema Bokoharam din tunda sun ce suna hannun Bokoharam ko suna cikin hannun gwamnati. Tunda ni kam kamar tunanina gwamnati din sun san inda yamu suke kuma sun ce mana kwanaki haka sun faɗa wa waɗanda suke gaba mu sun ce in an gama zabe yayanmu za su fita. Amma har yanzu shiru to ba ma cikin komai yanda za mu gan gwamnati maballe har za mu kai kara mu ce gashi muna da kuka. To shi dai in kuna da hanya she ku bayyana ma gwamnati su tuna da mu ma mu samu yayanmu mu ma mu rike su a hannun mu yi farin ciki tare da su, domin dan cikin kamar nawa biyu kanina kuma tana hannu na mama na tara su. To gaskiya ina zo na bana samun kwanciyar hankali, amma in gwamnati din suna da hali su taimaka mana mu ma mu gan yayanmu mu yi farin ciki ko rana ɗaya kamar yadda waɗansu suna gani din mu ma muna so mu gan yayanmu.
In 2017, 82 girls were released following negotiations and in exchange for Boko Haram militant held by the federal government of Nigeria. Naomi Adamu was one of the lucky 82 released. The Nigerian government paid her to continue her education at the American University of Nigeria. While some of her colleagues graduated, she found it difficult to remain in school and dropped out.
Da su iyaye suka je visit namu a Yola sai suka yi accident. To wayansu sun karya kafa, wayansu hannu, wayansu kai, wayansu gefen nan shine abinda muka yi mu ya matan muka zuciya muka ce to fitowar mu ne za mu kashe su iyayenmu kuma su kanne mu za su zage mu da shi cewa mun fitan ma a sai ba na alheri ba, iyaye za je su gaishe mu kuma gashi nan sun yi accident. Shine muka dakatar muka ke makaranta. shi muka kyan makaranta kuma shi ne muka yi aure. Sun kai mu garki nasa haka karkashin bishiya sai suka kewaye mu da kaya, da suka kewaye mu kuma sai ana gajin namu, da ana gajin namu za su kawo mana, wani lokaci za su kawo abinci, wani lokaci mu ne ma za mu dafa abincin. To mu da su mai da yakub su ne suna mana girki, su ne za su rabar mana da abinci, ni kuma ina kwance ma ban da lafiya. Wani lokaci abincin ma a kai ma za a zubar, wani ma ba za su samu ba, ruwan sha ma babu, iri firata hakan nan ma har mun wanke ma har da kasa. Mun sha wahala sosai da doyan jejin nan, sai mu yi kuka ba gishiri ba magi haka muna ci. Mun sha wahala sosai a hannunsu, ga duka ga ba peace a rayuwa.
Affected family members are concerned about the efforts of the government to rescue the girls. Despite numerous promises, they still feel disillusioned.
If government is not deliberately doing so, this one is still beyond their capacity, because they know the Bokoharam very well. They know them. In fact, almost all our governors that were in Borno in particular, they tell us that they are their brother, they are their son. So the issue that they do not know cannot even arise. So they know all those girls that died, they know all those girls that are alive, but they refuse because they want to inflict injury on us permanently. That's the reason. They don't want to give us closure, so that we will be in pain, we will be in tears permanently. That's it.
Ever since the abduction of the Chibok schoolgirls, school abductions and kidnapping for ransom have become rampant in Nigeria. The government's response to this crisis has left many disappointed.
Actually, there's a slight difference between that of Chibok and the latest that is happening in most of the schools that are being abducted by this one. That one of Chibok are solely Bokoharam. And it was the first time in the history of Nigeria that such large number of school children were adopted. But that of KB or Sokoto or Katsina, these are recent events which are not Boko Haram, but bandits who are demanding for money. In the case of Boko Haram, there was nothing like demanding of ransom that will release the girl. So that is where the difference comes in. Well, we don't know. But anytime we call on the government, we go and sit out at that unity, the government will tell us they are doing their best, they are doing their best. Yes, we know you are doing your best, because if you are not doing your best, they wouldn't have released at least about 82 of these girls. Now we still have roughly about 100 of them still being held by Boko Haram. So we are calling on the government to please put more effort in seeing to it that these girls are released, all of them, regardless of wherever they are. Because according to some, we were heard that they were in the Sambisa forest, some are around Gwaza mountain, some are in the northern part of Borno, around Baga, something area, because they divided them into 3 groups or 4 groups, according to those who were released by Boko Haram told us the story. So we are still appealing to the government to do something.
The Commissioner of Information and Internal Security, Borno State, Professor Umarta, revealed that 16 girls have recently been rescued and are undergoing rehabilitation.
The total number of abducted girls was 276. Of these, 187 have been rescued over time. And recently, 16 have been rescued. Of these 16, 4 have decided to return back to their parents unconditionally. They requested to go back to their parents, and government obliged. The balance are undergoing different packages of rehabilitation. Government has second chance school. Government has put them in second chance schools, and they are undergoing training and vocational training and civic education and so on. And they are also being rehabilitated in terms of trauma counseling and so on. So government has been working very hard to rescue the girls. What the Borno State government is doing is to support and to keep appealing to the federal government to deploy our forces in order to carry out rescue missions and also carry out intelligence gathering that will lead to rescue of these girls. We are aware that some of these girls have been married off. Some have, in the initial stage, they were camped in one place. But the intelligence showed that over time, they have been dispersed into different locations. So government is tracing and tracking these girls, the remainder of the girls on case-by-case basis, but individual basis. We have, under the Borno model, we have insurgents that are returning back and repenting. Those commanders and foot soldiers of the insurgency, they are giving us intelligence on how to track and get to those guys. And much of it is a secret that we don't want to reveal. But I want to assure the public that the federal government and the Borno State government are working tirelessly to trace and rescue the remainder of our girls.
For the Chibok community, frustration is fast brewing into anger. Parents and supporters believe the rescuing of the remaining girls is taking too long.
It's very unfortunate that a nation that I love so much has been degraded to the lowest level in this manner. Because I never expect that this thing would have been long like it now. Just in a couple of days or weeks, this girl will be 10 years. And out of these two of my niece, one for belonging to the my immediate junior brother, the other one, my immediate senior brother. The one of junior brother is now out, and they are the one schooling at American University in Yola. Each time I came out, when I see the wife of my brother, and the moment she sighted her eyes on me, just tears will be flowing from her face, because she knew how hard we fought for this girl, and up to now, this girl, we cannot lay hand on her. We cannot lay our eyes on her. So each time this woman see me being one of the vanguard to fight for this girl, this woman, you will see tears will flow from her eyes. So the state of our mind as a family is such that we cannot be able to describe. But my concern is about my nation, country Nigeria, which we were proud of. Even when we were in primary school at that time, when we sing the former old national anthem, that we are proud of our nation. Now, our nation has been reduced to this level that insurgency can easily brag. They can write letter to community and give it 2 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they can implement the letter, the content of their letter, and nothing will happen. So it's very sad, not only me, but any beloved citizen of this country is very much concerned about the state of affairs of our country.
With Doka still in captivity 10 years on, her mother wonders what would have become of her if the Boko Haram terrorists never crossed their path.
When she was in her final year, I told her, "Mommy, what do you want to be?" Because I named her after my mom's younger sister. So she said she wants to be a lecturer. Actually, before you become a lecturer, you have to go through education. So the way me and her sat and planned it, we want her to go to Sakashi Medias College of Education in Maiduguri. After then, maybe we'll get a job for her with her NC. Then after then, she'll go to her BSc program. That's how we planned it. But the fulfillment is yet to be fulfilled. So that's the plan we have for her. 10 years, she will have been graduated, because the girls that are rescued from Boko Haram, that her dad assisted them to the US, they are done with their degree and they are done with their masters. She's not back, that's why. But if she's back, I know she will go back to school because she likes education.
The Borno state government continued to placate the victims, assuring them that all hope is not lost in the effort to rescue the girls.
We will never lose hope. These are our girls. They were stolen, abducted in broad daylight by these criminals. Government is working tirelessly to rescue the remainder of the girls, and I appeal to parents to exercise patience. Rescue mission, rescue operation requires patience, and it requires trust in our gallant forces in order to deal with the matter. So I appeal to them. We acknowledge their pains, but I appeal to them on behalf of Borno State government to continue to exercise patience while we deal with the matter. We will not rest on our oars. We will not allow this criminality to go without being arrested. We will make sure that each of these girls are rescued in good health and reunited with their families. That has been the intention of government, and government has been working tirelessly on this. There is hope, inshallah.
The global outcry in 2014 waned slowly. The Bring Back Our Girls chant and hashtag soon fade into social media oblivion. But for the Chibok community, the 14th of April remains firmly etched into their collective memory as the day tragedy struck. All they can do now is hope and pray for the safe return of the remaining girls.